Hey guys, how you doing? Gavin Timms with REI Network. We're back with another episode. Just before we get going, I'm excited for today's. But before we get going, check out this new link, nodeadleads.com, nodeadleads.com. It's a little case study, completely free. So go to that link, check it out. It's just some videos on a page. It's super raw on going into an old market. Where we take 2-year-old leads, we start working them to see if we can turn it into a deal. Not only turn that into a deal, but how many deals did we lose from not following up? And I'm trying to prove a point with that case to say, look, if you would have followed up on these leads, look what you could have had over the last 2 years. And hopefully that's going to help you guys, help it sink in. All right, so go and check that out. But today, what I want to talk about is the biggest shift you need to make in 2021, all right? We're in the new year. It's a new year. Everyone gets hyped up in January about, New Year's resolutions and putting all these things in place. That's all cool, but we've got to act on it, all right? And that's what I want to talk about, the biggest shift in 2021, all right? And you might be surprised at this and you might not, but it is you, okay? You are the biggest shift, you in your head, right? It's not the market. We will adapt to the market accordingly as we move through this process, but it is not the market. We don't know what the market's going to do. Remember, we're here to invest for today. I can give you my thoughts and my prediction, what I think is going to happen, but no one actually knows until it happens. And if you have a business that you can pivot and change accordingly when things happen, then you'll always keep up, with the trend. Just like marketing pieces, okay? Strategies. You have to have multiple strategies if the market does tank, if it does. All these things come into play, but it's something that you don't need to work on right now. The thing you need to work on right now is you. All right. And you are going to be the biggest shift. It's you that's going to make this business a success in 2021, not the market. Okay. Not if you're going virtual, if you're doing it in your backyard, or if you're working a job or doing all of these things. That's not going to get you success. You are the one that's going to get success. All right. So there's a few things I want you to think about. If you're watching us on YouTube or on the podcast, okay, make sure you subscribe and like, drop any comments. That would be awesome. But I'm going to ask you a few questions here, and maybe you need to pause, right, and think about it before we move on. Go ahead and do that. But I want you to really consider, where are you right now? Okay, so where are you? Analyze and assess your situation, your current situation, and say, where am I? What am I doing? What does my life look like? Not just real estate. You have to go super deep, like everything, job, family, travel, hating life, loving life, whatever it is, just analyze yourself. So where am I right now? Okay, that's what I want you to think about. Then what I want you to think about once you've done that is, how do I want it to look like? So where do I want to be? Where am I heading? What are my goals? What am I trying to achieve? Because I think you have to get an understanding of this, of where am I, being honest about it, not telling you what you want to hear, right? Not saying I'm just going to be positive and all them things. They're great and we need to use that, but you've got to get honest for a second. Where am I right now? Write it down. What does my life look like? And then write down, where do I want to be? And you're going to have 2 columns, all right? And then you're going to have this gap in the middle, and we need to figure out where you are now and then where you want to be, and then we've got to figure out how are you going to get there, right? And that's the important thing. What I do with every client that I work with is exactly this. The first thing is tell me about you. What do you do? What's your situation? Just like we do to sellers. I need to find out, what's going on in life. Bigger than real estate. We get a whole picture of where you are, and then we figure out, where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Is it buy and holds, fix and flips, wholesale, lease options, owner finance, control property without owning it? I don't know, do the Burr method. Whatever it is, we need to understand what you're trying to do, and then we can say, okay, here's the plan, okay, in between to get us there. And that's what everyone needs to do, okay? So them things of, it's just stop doing the same thing, okay, and expecting a different result. Why? Why would you do that? Why are you doing the same? If it's not working now, why are you continuing to do it and expecting a different result? Now, you might say, well, I'm doing it consistent. I'm being consistent. Okay, great. I get that. But you can't be finishing work, doing one call a day, and then expecting that you're going to do 10 deals a month, right? It's not going to work. So they're the things that you've got to be in place. And what can't happen if you're listening to this is that you can't be having the same conversation. This is why it's important to write this down. Okay, of where you are now, you cannot be in the same position as you was in January last year. Okay, and say, well, we haven't got anywhere. All right, and maybe you've been on every webinar, you've been on every podcast, you've done all these things, but you're not actually getting anywhere. So you're not focusing on the right things to get there. Does that make sense? And this is, like I said, really, really, really important. You need, in this business of real estate, you need time, money, or both. I mean, that's what it is. When I started, no money, had the time, went all in. Okay, made it happen from dead leads. That's what I did. That's how I got started. Okay, so I went and networked with other wholesalers, spending money, got their dead leads, started calling them, and got contracts from follow-up. That's when I knew follow-up was everything, with no budget. And then started making 50% profit, and then just working the phone, controlling it, getting money in. And when you start making money, more opportunities will happen. You can start creating more opportunities, okay? Which is why one of my models is to outsource everything, to bring partners in for collaboration, partnerships, okay? Because if you're working W-2, you're working a full-time job for 60, 70 hours a week, you might have some money, and you're trying to get this business off the ground on your own, you might be trying for 5 years. And that's not because it's just you don't have the time, but if you don't have the systems in place, then you're already up against it, right? So maybe if you've got money, you're working full time, you need systems, you need marketing going out in the day, you need pre-qualified leads to talk to as they come in, for you to have conversations with, right? When you get off, like all this is saving you time so you can focus on actually making money to be successful. Or what about if you ran the system and you had a partner on the ground, someone that didn't have the money, someone that liked talking to people, that liked to see properties, okay, and do that side of it, but they're not marketers, they're not consistent with the marketing channel, they don't know how to hire VAs and run and keep that consistency. So when you bring them two people together, say, well, I've got the system, the leads, and I'm going to handle that side, someone else is going to take the calls, okay, and move the deals, we're going to come together, we're going to split 50-50, right, and you've got 50% of the deal, you're making money. So, one of my models is exactly that. I partner with other people, okay, in different locations on this exact thing, okay, for this reason, okay, because things are happening. I'm only as good as my team. I say that all the time. We've built a team from a system and a lead gen with VAs. They're part of the team, but then the people on the ground, the partners that are going to be doing the work, because I'm solving their problem, they're solving mine. We collaborate together and we make money. So that's how I get to travel, right? I get to travel and do all of these things because of my team, and we're getting things done together, and it works out for us all. And that's the key. You can't put two people with money together or two people with no money together, because you're not obviously gelling, right? You've got to have one and one to come together to then collaborate. And that's going to be a big thing for me this year. Some of my most successful students doing this virtually are doing this exact model, where you can share job roles, come together to then get deals done. And once you're making deals and making money, right, and you're getting off and speaking to a wholesaler, I've just spoke to one of my clients. He said, yeah, they've been in the market for four weeks, not closed. He's got maybe 6 weeks, and they've got 3 properties under contract. He's working his W-2 while the team is getting properties under contract. He's running the lead gen that we set up, okay? So he's literally hands off. All he's doing is managing the process. He's working on the business and not in it. We did another podcast about that. If you want to scale the business, you have to be working on the business, not in the business, So you can't scale. If you're going to create a job, which is okay if that's what you want. So back to where am I now? Where do I want to be? And if it's like, I want to be going in houses, I want to be doing flips, I want to be hands-on, I want to be driving around in the truck or whatever, that's awesome if that's what you want. But everyone is different. So it's very difficult when I speak to people, like to an audience of people listening, is because sometimes I give you different examples because everybody is different. There is no one model that fits all. That's why from a coaching aspect, I like to work with people individual so I can set things up accordingly to help them. All right. And that's what you need to start doing. Regardless of me, I'm not saying it's down to me, but when you identify these things, and then you can start bridging the gap, and then you start to build things around it. Because guess what? You working 70 hours a week, thinking that you're going to get off when you've got 2 kids and a wife or a husband at home, okay? And you're going to start doing 5 sellers a day. You're not going to do it. Right? Because if you didn't do it in 2020, what is going to change in 2021? I'm not just talking you doing it in January, okay? I'm not talking you do it in the first month. I want you doing it for 6 months, okay? To tell me that investing is not for me. If you want to get results, you have to put in the work. You have to take, as we say, massive action. Well, what if you're not in a position to take massive action because you've got all these other things going on? Well, stop trying and just beating a dead horse, right? You've got to go and get the systems in place. You've got to get the partners in place. You've got to get the team, the acquisition, whatever it is in place so you can be successful, because that's the only way you're going to make money. And if you take this, what I'm saying, and apply it, you're going to have a fantastic 2021, regardless of we're still in a pandemic. We don't know what the market's doing, all these things, right? Regardless of that, you're still going to go and make money, all right? Because you have these things in place. You're focusing on the areas that make money. Remember, there's no I in team. You do not have to do everything on your own. I've never closed a deal on my own in terms of me just on the transaction of me, the marketer, me, the phone person, me doing dispo, me doing this, me. Absolutely not. I'm all about, okay, I've done my part, you're going to do your part, we're going to collaborate together and we're going to get more deals done, right? I'd rather make 50%, okay, of 5 deals than do 1 deal on my own and then I'll turn back around and all my marketing stopped, my VAs have left because I couldn't keep them busy, right? I've now got to build that machine again and now I'm on the roller coaster of welcome to real estate investing, okay? Because you've done a deal, then you won't see another one for 3 months. You can't run a business like that if that's what you're trying to do, right? So you have to build this out and you only hire when necessary. I'm not saying, well, yeah, it's easy. You come in and you just say, we're just going to pump a load of money into to scale this thing. Absolutely not. You have to hire at the right stage. But if you can start and collaborate from the beginning, okay, and come together with the right personality, with the right team and build that, then you're going to go far. Then you're going to be making 40% net of a deal, okay, but having 100% of your time back. Then you can travel. If you do 5 of them a month, what do you need? 5 deals a month, average 10,000, 50,000. You put 20,000 net in your pocket. 20,000, can you live off that? Right? 140,000 on average a year. And you might be listening saying, I'd take 100 right now. I'd take 60 to do that. Of course it's doable. Of course it is. But you've got to have the right things in place. And you cannot, 100%, you cannot just keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It isn't going to work. So the biggest shift, okay, is you. Nobody else. You, your business. This is about you, your life, your marketing plan, your life plan, your business plan. It's all about you, and then you collaborating with a team to say, how are we going to do this together? Because guess what? You're solving somebody else's problem. So not only are you struggling, you've got somebody out over here struggling. But if you come together, you then build and grow, and then you can start expanding. And guess what? When you've got money in, you're like, actually, I don't want to do this wholesaling anymore. I want to start flipping, or actually, I want to do buy and holds, or actually, because guess what? More opportunities are happening. I'm not saying this is for your forever. Okay, but you have to slot in to get the results. So you can keep buying your courses, right? And that's great. And keep learning, okay? That's great. But the question again, where are you right now? Are you making money by keep buying all these courses? Are you implementing these things? Have you got these things set up? Are you making money? Well, if you are, then fantastic. Keep buying. Keep educating. You should always be educating. But if not, stop. Let's get one working. And it comes down to you. Why? It's not the course. It's not the coach, right? It's not, oh, it's this and they said that. No, it's you. Take ownership, take responsibility, okay, and make it work. If I work with 30 clients and 15 get results and 15 don't, they'll know the 15 that don't have not got an excuse, because why have I got 15 that does? So you're saying it's me, or it's the marketing, or it's the strategy, or the market. It's all excuse. That's all it is. Okay, I know that sounds brutal, but you have to hear it. Okay, now if I get no one getting a result, so if you say, oh, this is such a hard market and no one's getting a result there, then all right, well, maybe you're right. But you know as well as I do, real estate's everywhere. Investing's everywhere. People are investing in San Fran, in Manhattan, in Boston, in Phoenix. So if they're doing it there, then you can do it there, because it comes down to the process. All right, we've talked about the process. There's multiple phases in this business. And if you can, again, collaborate together and say, well, I'm going to control this, you're going to control that, we keep each other accountable and we make things happen. All right. So hopefully this helps. And one thing I do want to say, actually, people say to me, oh, I'd love to be you. I'd love to do what you do and get to travel and drive an RV and do deals in multiple areas. Well, you can. Right? You can. I was no different to you. I didn't come into real estate. I didn't grow up in it. I'm from a different country. I didn't even know what the word was, wholesale. Real estate, going in. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you look at me on a piece of paper as a golf professional from England coming in the United States to do real estate investing, you'd be like, no chance. Everybody doubted me, and that's okay. Family doubted me, okay? Friends doubted me. No problem. But it's what goes on in here with self-belief. It's not arrogance. I don't need to do anything. Words, I can say all the words and all the hype, but the actions will take control. The money, the checks, the deals, the closings beat anything that you can say. And that's what I want you to focus on. You're going to get negativity, and that's okay. Family are just looking out for you. They don't mean anything by it, but your mindset is different to the W-2 person, right? The person that needs to go and get a paycheck because that's the way that they operate. That's their mindset. And what we're trying to do when you get into the real estate world to run your own business is you're changing that. And it's a big change because we've grown up potentially in the college, in the cycle of jobs, and this is how we operate. And it's trying to break that. And I'm not knocking that, because education's important, but don't knock the family that's going to give you negativity. You take it on and you say, I appreciate the feedback, and you go. And all in your head is going, well, I'll show you. And guess what, guys? When you start getting results, what does everyone want to know? How did you do that? Are you doing this? Can you teach me? And everyone will come around, right? And it's just the way the world works, unfortunately. All right. So you can do what I do, but you need to get the right system, the right game plan, and then just execute it. Keep it consistent. If you can collaborate, then you're going to get where you're going to go. All right. So 2021 is going to be your year if you do these things. Analyze yourself. And this is just one way. Maybe it's another acquisition you need now. Maybe you made 100-something thousand last year and you're killing yourself doing it. And you need to start building that team out. Okay, that's part of the plan. That's where you are now, where you want to go. You've got the gap that's missing. Now let's fill it. Let's make it happen to get us from A to B. All right. So anyway, I appreciate it. Hopefully this helps. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'm going to be coming in pretty hot this year with content. I'm really trying to step it up. I'm going to try and do my best. So any reviews that you can give me, any feedback you can give me, you can email in, you can put comments. I know I ask this a lot, but people said, hey, can you do a realtor call? Hey, can you do a for sale by owner call? No problem. I did. Live, not texting, just calling. And obviously you don't know this, but I don't call and just like, I haven't got time. I just call one and that's the call you get. Boom, there we are. regardless how it goes, because it's all about being raw. I don't want it to look perfect because I'm just human, just like you. I don't need it going well. I hope that they scream, shout, it goes south. I get under pressure because if you're seeing that with me, then it's a reality check for you. Like, oh yeah, okay, great. Like, this is normal. I don't want to just give you every good call, right? Or every good scenario, or every good deal that happened. I want to give you bad deals. I want to give you reality, right? I mean, we just got news yesterday as I'm recording this. We just had one in closing for 40,000 that might have gone sideways, right? That we're trying to pull out of the ditch and everyone's going crazy. And we thought it was all in, ready. The buyer was ready, and now something's happened. And anyway, this is real estate. So we're not I'm very active in the market and doing deals, so I'm no different to you, okay? We're still in, making it happen. We're still, that the team is working. We're still making it happen ourselves, so we're no different. But life can get easier if you have the right things in place. And again, so hopefully that helps, guys. So make sure you give us a like, subscribe. Check out that new case study, 100% free. Okay, and it's super raw. I'm doing it on the fly. I've got meetings with the team, the VAs, and it's just literally just raw. And hopefully you appreciate that. I don't want to flavor it up. I don't need a bunch of editing. I'm just like, hey, this is me day to day. Boom, get it done, get them on. I'm traveling while I'm doing this. I'm in coffee shops here. I'm in this state. And it's just the way done is the new perfect. Okay? Done is the new perfect. So anyway, Happy New Year. Let's have a great 2021. I appreciate you all. And I will talk to you all soon. All right. Thanks.